rolling the metal on his bones.
In that time, Connor instructs Nevi to. He doesn't use the word test subject anymore. He uses person in need. But yeah, Nevi comes up and offers her services once more.
Thank you.
No problem.
Leave some of the damage.
Oh, well,
for a
that's.
while.
She has like a sheepish, awkward smile. I'm not sure if I can fix everything though, so it's fine. Once more, syringes, salves, bandages, it works.
Some other time, Marshall, I would like you to show me how you do that thing. I don't know what it's called. You seem to be able to hit very precisely. Like I see your blade going for something and then changing direction. How do you do that?
It's all about the reaction. You see where they're going to be. You swing, and then you correct to where they're going to be, not where they were. No one wants to get hit, so they're always going to try to move. You just have to know where that will be.
I'll take the lesson to heart.
Control the battlefield. Don't let it control you.
Just curious, how much HP did you have?
87.
After all the amount, how much was left?
Let me
Like 20.
some math again. Yeah, it was I think 22.
All right, so you should have been able to take another lesser rolled hit.
You rolled some pretty good numbers there.
Yeah, those are some very good rolls
Oh.
for damage. 8s, 7s. This is where I put you on the higher end, and then the 3 and the 2 sort of rounds it out. But still pretty high, all these considered.
Someday I'll end up back-to-back double crit. That'll be the day.
Not today. Just get Vandas a new vessel, and I do have like keen weapons and stuff like that, which improve the crit range by even more. And then just get Nevi to a high level, and she can start making those combat vapor stimulants for you guys, and then it reduces your crit range even more. Oh, I rolled a 15. That's a crit. Oh, hey, all right, let's go fuck shit up. You know, that sort of deal.
Destroy
Easy.
them.
Easy clap. So,
Game mechanical question for
Yes.
if I were to. This would be a role avenue, obviously. If I were to commune with Vanadis, talk to her, interact with her, would it be theoretically possible for me to, say, for instance, switch invocation or warlock spell selection?
like at a given point in time, by game mechanics, no.
That's why I ask.
But by my indifference towards game mechanics, yes. Obviously, don't like do it all the time.
No.
It'll just stress Vanadis's abilities out. But times of need, times of duress, definitely, and times of lull also as well.
That was more of a long-term switch plan, not a oh shit I need this right now plan.
Yeah. If that's the case, then definitely, I don't mind.
Good to know. Thanks.
Yeah.
So like people haven't switched entire subclasses at this point in the game, yeah. So
I feel called out.
well, you're not the only one I'm calling out. I'm calling out someone else here too, so it's fine.
It's sort of 3 of us.
Yeah, but Source isn't here anymore, so I can't call you out on that regard.
He's still alive somewhere.
Yeah, but he's not here, so.
Fair enough.
Anyways, let's go back, Ataiva. Let's go back to your deal with Cedric and Anella, your survival training.
Anella?
You're not worming your way out of this, bitch. So yeah, Cedric recruits the services of
Oh, right, yeah.
and he asks her to be like a normal person, which he scoffs at, and bust out your best acting abilities. Pretend like someone's chasing you. You think the rain will conceal your tracks. You're fleeing for your life. Very well. She
I hunter's
books
marker.
it. She booked it, and Cedric like knows you do this, and he just catches your hands, and he shakes his head. You don't
figured.
always get the luxury of seeing your target when
Yeah,
you're
I thought
tracking
so.
them.
Honestly, I thought she would just like wave it off anyways, so thought I'd try.
This sort of begins counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at 60, so 1 whole minute, go.
And I do.
Roll survival with disadvantage because of the rain covering all these tracks.
Yeah, like as soon as she leaves the cave, just lean over to Connor. Like, Master Connor, I thought we were asking you to get out of the.
Another's a very special case, Marshall.
Critical
She's,
fail. 50.
she's not of a mortal persuasion.
I mean, I feel like he should know it at this point, but anyways.
There's more. So, like, you chasing her off?
Haha, Discord. What was the last thing you guys heard?
She's not of a mortal persuasion.
Yeah.
And he thinks about it for a second, and then, oh, I see.
He nods.
They're going to
Sagely.
have sex again.
I'm gonna go find Noah.
Fervently.
Marshall thinks he figured it out. He goes back to the movie.
And then like Car just stops to like move it, like shaking or nodding his head, and he's just literally looks down with his eyes closed, and you hear him just go. So, Chedamere,
15. For disadvantage,
15.
not bad.
if it is advantage, not bad, yeah. You set out looking for the tracks of your Fey girlfriend, and true to her word, she does play to the assigned role very well of pretend like you're a normal moral person fleeing for her life. Cedric didn't give her regards of you're trained to hide yourself, stuff like that. So by all means, you're tracking some random civilian schmuck from, I don't know, Sensei while he's running through the woods. Just random shit. Rabble, one might say.
People.
And you're able to the tracks, despite the rain, despite the 1 minute head start, are still, you're not that far behind you from what you can tell.
Is
you're
it similar
tracking
to with
capably.
Valeska where it's like obviously a fake trail, or is it
It's
just
not
like
obviously a fake trail. It's a bit more nuanced than that, but you can tell that Noah. She's very good at lying and acting. So this is just her playing her role to the best of her ability,
Honestly, she would probably go
including
like
limiting herself and handicapping herself.
if this was Anella, she'd probably go like 10 seconds out and just turn invisible and watch.
Well, funny you mention that.
Ooh, if you wanted to relate it to real life tracking, if you see like where a rock was displaced from someone running, you can see where a puddle's filling up.
Ooh, clever.
And that is essentially what happens. Like the footprints she leaves with her boots and stuff like that, rocks displaced as you just described. Yeah, their puddles being filled up by this. And it's only a 1 minute head start, so it's not like they form even bigger puddles because of this accumulation and sudden depression, just like me in real life. And sort of become like natural looking puddles. They don't have enough time to do that, so you're able to still very easily mark out boot print, puddle, stuff like that. So after you chase your Fey girlfriend into the woods for about 5-6 minutes, you see that they lead off and forward, but then like you're continuing tracking this, and then you feel a vine around your neck.
How?
Not choking you, it's just more like it was
Surprise.
just suddenly placed in front of you and you just clotheslined yourself.
So the sound effect still kind of helps.
Yeah. And you follow the trail up and you see Noah just sort of dangling idly, one leg off the side of the branch, and she's holding the two ends of the vine in her left hand, and she smiles.
Rude.
Allow me to interject a lesson. The
Look
target
up.
you're tracking might be trapping you.
I would say something, but that's just good to know. But also,
She lets go of one end of the vine and just sort of falls loosely off to the side, and you're not like held in place, and she lets go of the other end. Let us return then, shall we? And she hooks her arm in yours.
Actually, I was gonna ask you for help with this anyway, so now would actually be a decent time to do that.
And what would I be getting out of it, dear? She says with a wicked, gleeful smile.
It wasn't like, oh, hey, could you do me this? I just wanted you to stand around in case I do something dangerous, and you might get help or something.
Her smile dims a bit, and she raises an eyebrow. And what would you be doing?
I just want to. I just want to try and see if I can figure out what this mark can do.
I would advise against it. You must understand, Chanamir, that the marks are given one way, from the court unto you. You do not take a mark. You can never take a mark. And trying to investigate and dig deeper into it almost counts in a way of court espionage, which is bad.
But I'm really curious.
I know, but let me just curb your curiosity lest it kill you like a cat.
Ha!
Just hear a laugh in the distance. And this. Oh, he's back.
I heard the ha through like distorted robot, and I was like,
There it goes.
"All right, who was it?"
It was Fred.
It was me.
Of course.
Well, fine. I'll take your advice. See, this is why I wanted to bring this up. This is why I try to usually.
If nothing else, darling, you could simply contact Lara.
Yeah.
I do not promise you'll be able to answer, but you could. Marks are well outside the field of any wildfire, for we don't have a mark.
Why is that?
It's simply because we're not bound to any court.
Oh, that's what I figured.
And also the mark acts as a key, an identifier, a tracker to the Oath Keepers.
Would you be fine with sitting around while I talk to Laura in case something weird happens?
I would advise you not to waste the Winter Lady's time.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a good point as well.
As a Wildfey emissary, it is my job.
I'm very glad you are around.
She's your wink.
Nah.
As am I.
Anyways, let's go back before Marshall thinks we're having sex in the forest.
I imagine he already thinks that.
God damn it.
And does she return? Cedric is just sort of waiting there, arms crossed. She did fine. Uh-huh. He's like, he's pointedly looking at your arms, like, being hooked. You can tell that he thinks there's some bias going on, but he doesn't say anything. He just turns around and goes back deeper into the alcove.
She corroded me with the vine if that helps.
That
She said
doesn't
she
speak
did
well of
fine.
incompetence.
Nah.
As soon as she said she did fine, I'm like,
Marshall, just... Gosh. Oh my goodness.
I am going to destroy that. I can't destroy him. He's like a mountain.
Something, something, Game of Thrones, something, something, the Viper, something, something, Head Hop.
He is pretty sturdy, I'll give you that.
You sort of remarking this next to the campfire, staying warm.
point to the iron rod in my hand. Yeah.
You still have like a scar from where Aldrich like slashed across your central torso area.
Yeah, totally. And I'm assuming I still got a nice hole in my chest from
Yeah. Something you guys are noticing on the second. Well, no, this is the third day. My bad. Or third, past the third day. Anyways, the mark, the visible mark on Marshall, and you guys notice when you guys are stripping down into this rain, your mark has grown. All your respective marks. No longer is it the speck; it is now sort of spiraled out like a weed. This sort of non-uniform between any of you pattern, just sort of splaying out
Marshall?
on all of
Or-
you.
Oh yeah, we have a mark.
Like, it's to the
You
point
all
where we
have a
can
mark.
see it.
Where is mine?
So you're all on the same place. Your shoulder. Your right shoulder, sort of towards the curve of it.
Is it
In other
possi-
places, it might be considered a pretty cool tattoo.
Yeah. Is it possible to see if Chedemir's is slightly larger than theirs?
What
God,
perception?
science queen.
My mark is much bigger than yours.
It's because she was in a magic circle. Shut up.
Science
Mark
queen.
and walk right through the door.
It doesn't seem any bigger than anyone else's.
Okay.
But you do notice that, again, these things are sort of just spreading like this tangly vine, like in House Belanger. Just sort of this pattern, this thorny, viney pattern. You notice that on your mark, there's like a bit. It's very, very discreet at this time. Like it's very like barely noticeable. But you roll 23 on your mark. That's reaching and going more towards for your neck.
What happens if I bite on it?
God fucking damn it, Discord. What was the last thing you heard?
Everything. What happens if I bite it?
You bite yourself.
Yeah.
Do not go around biting us.
Does it taste anything weirdly?
It tastes like your own flesh.
Does it smell weird?
Nope. Smells like you.
I'll
It's not like this thing's grown outside of you. It's now a part of you. Body and soul.
I'll mention this to Connor and also try and flag down Cedric. And I'll mention the dream I had. And I mentioned that I suspect we all had the same dream where the darkness grew larger and closer.
The two of them. These are like honestly like the two most worst people to talk to because neither of them talk that much. But they both just look at each other, just sort of staring. Some invisible tacit conversation going on, and then they look back at you. The figure that you're describing can't say we know him. That means that your mark growing, the dream's happening. Let us know when you get another dream.
I'll tell you the instant that I have it.
You know, I don't know much about being afflicted by the void. You might have to ask our noble lord here. And he gestures too. Cedric. If you get the inclination to attack any of us, just don't. And if you can, blind yourself. Deafen yourself.
Does anything happen if Seema casts protection from good and evil on us?
You can try if you want, if you guys want.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's something she would definitely try on herself at least.
Yeah. I'll tell you just to, because Seema's not really here, nothing happens. The mark is still there. Still feel the corruption of it.
And I'm kind of frustrated. Are all void creatures such cowards? They hide in the shadows and visit people in their dreams?
They do so until they can start acting in real time, Marshall. This is just them discerning you.
But they can come at any time. I will always be with it.
Cedric shrugs. I hope so.
Hey, Marshall. Could you cut my shoulder off?
Can you regrow it?
And now
The
reminds
mark,
the
right?
lessons of
That's $20.
fools. Won't do you any good.
Why?
You don't think I tried doing it?
So what do we do then?
We go south, go towards the Keplins. There's some people down there that might be able to help us. People that, and he throws the thumb over his own shoulder, contain mine. Hopefully, catching yours at an earlier state might allow them to get rid of it.
Captain.
Let's see. Who would do this? Chetamir, roll me insights. And Aldrich.
Insight?
Yeah.
With my strong +1.
Yo,
Hey, you still got the same thing as Chetamir there.
but we both fail. Or not.
So you think. You see that as Cedric is continuing on about going south, going to the Kepland, getting this situation handled by competent people, essentially. Connor gets a smirk under his mask. But he immediately just sort of turns away and goes back to his own business before you guys could see any more, before he could develop any more stuff like that.
Aldrich would probably just leave Connor to his privacy and sort of find reassurance in the fact that Connor has enough comfort to smirk at the situation. So he'll find it reassuring rather than anything else.
Interesting way of looking at it.
What's the name of the person that we're going to visit?
Not the name of any particular person. I'll be honest, I don't think we ever got their names. And he looks over at Valeska. She shakes her head. Just know that we're going to Ariana's old homestay temple, like when she was younger. He says it's to all of you.
What's the name of the temple?
He shrugs. Temples don't have names. That being said, it is a temple to Mad Stalker Sylvia. Vengeance is very fucking good at fighting vengeance.
It's a very thirsty emotion.
Don't I know it?
We're getting closer to the city, right? Like we're on day 3.
Yeah, this is the last quote-unquote day that would have... It would have been 3.5 days, but this sort of stopped you in your tracks. Haha, stopped you in your tracks.
Then
That's
I
it,
would
please.
be spending more time in the rain, looking at the moon, just like looking off into the distance.
Connor, might I have a word?
Sure. Both go off to the side somewhere. Not much of a hidden area in this little alcove here, but you do the
This
best
is
you
not,
can.
for Aldrich, this is not so much of a private matter.
No.
He doesn't really mind it. But he won't, if someone wants to listen in, he's not going to lower his voice.
Gotcha.
Conversation with Marshall I had before triggered a memory of sorts.
Here is an
Do you
eyebrow.
recall the night where we were observed and you were a part of that for a moment?
Right. Not a fucking dream. Right.
I don't know if I ever told you the reason why I was sent north.
If I remember correctly, you gave me the details of criminal activity, which isn't that surprising considering you.
What do you know of the Vindicators?
He raised an eyebrow at this. I know a lot about the Vindicators. So does Cedric and Valeska, Ariana, Pavel, Duncan. We spent a considerable amount of time with them back in our day.
Then you might be the perfect person to ask. You see,
Did you
I
do
was-
something against the Vindicators?
I was framed, yes.
He sort of stares intently at you when you say framed. Oh, you've earned my trust more than enough, Aldrich. Framed. Very well. Give me the details then.
A letter or a ledger that I had been given was planted next to Void Shear. It was a copy of the ledger I had allegedly lost. And the person who planted that ledger there is none other than...
Your sister. In-law.
Yes. Yes.
reality, the Vindicators don't hold any significant high amounts of legal authority.
Then what do you make
It's
of
so
this?
well noble to try to meddle with them.
I could see how that happens.
You know, it's
Silful noble metal.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I heard. Then I would ask him, well, I would say, that makes sense. My sister-in-law is a very forceful personality. What do you make of this scar? I show him the neck scar that I was
You're branded
given.
with, essentially.
Yeah.
He sort of eyes it, puts his hand on your back, and sort of. Obviously, he's not cutting you open like an autopsy, but does like observe it in a medical manner. Prods at it, checking to see like how it feels and stuff like that. Can't say I'm familiar with the brand in specific, although I do know that. How to say? They do mark people that wrong them. You can find a lot of Nevros tribes out in Northern Sofal that with that sort of mark. They usually are the survivors of battles against the Vindicators.
I'll add a scar to the list of things she owes me.
I'm sure if you asked anyone here, Cedric and Velasquez aside, no, maybe Cedric, we'd help you take down your bitch sister-in-law.
If it comes to that.
If it comes to that. That being said, don't think that the brand on you is some sort of ultimate damnation mark. Damning mark, my bad. It is just simply a mark of identification. And I can tell you that there are more than a few Vindicators that have that mark. Though, most of them get the mark before they join the Vindicators. And then they join hoping to right wrongs, so to speak.
And the weapon I was framed for stealing. What do you know of it?
He sort of like rounds at that. I can tell that it's given by the gods, the Myriad in specific. I can tell it was given unto Apostle Nero. And I can tell you that thing damns whoever it strikes. If they're not from the void, it'll fucking damn them to an eternity in there. At least, so I've been told.
So, if, for instance, we could persuade Apostle Nero to strike a certain individual who's got beef with a certain friend of ours, I do a head nod backwards toward Sima. That could be a possible
be.
solution.
Potentially. It depends entirely on this Shadow Man. Obviously, if he's connected to the void, what's stopping him from walking back? Which sort of puts you in the same problem as before.
Hate loopholes.
That being said, it is a weapon blessed by the Myriad. And the Myriad are very, very capable of keeping demons dead. So, look into the matter. It's a smart thought.
Yeah, I will, thanks.
You're not.
Also, thanks, Nikolai.
I know nothing! So.
Can we skip the rain, please?
There's no more stuff to do in the rain.
Oh, God, please.
Speaking of the Myriad crash, how much does Aldrich know? Because I don't think we established that. Basic stuff, you said.
Discord crashed. Also, yes, rude. I don't care if you don't like the rain. Suck it up.
Oh, I don't.
What are you asking, Fred?
How much do we never established how much Aldrich knows about the Myriad in question?
I mean,
basic stuff.
The Myriad wouldn't have been a subject. I don't know. You tell me, because you did have the interaction with Voice and the Vindicators. The Myriad as like a, how to say, religious faction, which is like
sorry,
the best way to describe that sort of stuff.
I meant the Vindicators. My bad.
Oh, the Vindicators. Okay. Yeah. We're supposed to do that right there. That's my bad. Boy, my roommate is moving. Or boy, me. I'll accept it. So, as a Sofal native, you have a better grasp on the Vindicators than the rest of the province. So the rest of the province, the Vindicators are just simply a powerful force of Nevro's fighters. Or these Nevro mixed fighters. Ones of, obviously, a religious zealous. As a Sofal native, you have a bit better grasp on what they really are. They are that, don't get me wrong. There's probably nowhere else in the province you'll find, even here in the Twins, where you'll find people so suicidally, foolishly dedicated to killing for the gods. Go them. But they fight more than the Nevros, which is, what people often assume that, holy Avengers versus fell god worshipping. They are, in a sense, a political faction amongst the Sofal political realm, so to speak. As Connor just remarked, they technically don't have any official authority written off by any lord, lady, lordess, or the crown to do stuff, but nobles are more than happy that the Vindicators do what they do, because they aren't, like, raping and pillaging, raiders or anything. They're just entirely a military faction, which is heavily disciplined, even by Sofal standards. So, most nobles, all nobles, are fine with letting them sort of come and go through their land, stuff like that. At least in Sofal. In terms of, like, operating procedures, they are incredibly... What's the solution? Throw more men at it. 99% casualty rate? Victory. Sort of deal. Obviously, they don't get to 99% casualty rate, but their solution is more often than not, throw more people at it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. If you have any particular questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
Alright, just feel free to send them over my way.
Pyrrhic victory. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Pyrrhic victory, yeah. Pyrrhic, Pyrrhic, there's two different pronunciations of it.
I was always told there's a right and a wrong way to mispronounce Latin.
Yeah.
That's a very good phrase. But yeah, they are very much... Like, that's not to say that they don't use tactics or strategy, but it's just that they are very much a holy glory-seeking faction. And surprisingly, perhaps the gods do be watching them. They're usually fine. That's not to say they don't get casualties, but if you send another army that wasn't them, they might be doing worse. And then the Vindicators themselves are subdivided themselves into followers of all the gods, followers of certain gods. And then if you might have actually seen the Vindicators' camps at some point. Their camps themselves are divided between people. With people worshipping all host Jack Sarrow being like quartermasters. Just sort of people that serve the food and stuff like that. Because after all, a hearty meal with your good companions is the hell of a thing. Especially after coming back alive. So, yeah. There's a role for every god, even the more nasty ones, in the Vindicators.
My question is a play.
Yes.
Will the Vindicators Jerusalem?
You're cutting onto a robot for me. Can you repeat that?
Will the Vindicators ever take Jerusalem?
Take us both! We'll take you back to Jerusalem. Easy. But, yeah. Which as a so fun day of the Vindicators. Some people obviously have better experience with them, and there are some people that regularly work with Vindicators, like as suppliers, as lordly contacts, as intermediaries, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Discord.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Awesome. Aldrich is probably going to spend some time thinking of if there are any obvious connections that he's been overlooking between the Vindicators and his
his sister.
sister-in-law, or how she could have gotten that situation set up. That's what he's trying to unravel.
Roll me your background information. We're not gonna act upon it now, but
Yeah.
we'll just get a roll out for it.
Yeah, plus like investigation training.
Oh yeah, that could count as roll investigation as well. See if we can progress along a focused field of particular interest, Aldrich. Not bad. Getting there. You're focusing during this investigation, self-training, more on the bigger picture things of your sister, connections, conspiracy, stuff like that. It's a bit too much to focus on the little itty-gritty things of crime scenes.
Mm-hmm.
A multitasking mind. Now then, the number that was rolled so much earlier. Where is it?
The 36, 37, or 38.
Yeah, the one that we agreed that we just take.
62.
62. Thank you. Can't scroll up. I'm going to accept it. Okay. So the rain doesn't ever appear to have any sense of letting up as sunset hits and going into the night. But then at some point you guys are all just sort of chilling, doing training, sparring, stuff like that. Welcome back. I haven't missed anything. So yeah, sunset, rain, probably gonna go through the night. You guys are all just sort of chilling, lingering around the campfire, talking to whoever you're talking to, training, sparring, meditating, etc., etc., etc. And then at some point, you see, Cedric and Valeska flinch, and they both look outside, like the entrance that leads into Zalcove. And Cedric just remarks, "Someone's outside."
I'll grab my shield, but I'll hold off on stone form.
I am outside.
I send Ghostbird to go inspect.
No, I mean I am outside.
Okay.
Okay, then they'll
What is-
change it to "There's someone coming."
Okay, good. And then it was at the woods, staring ominously into the.
Well, then you get to notice his target before everyone else. Then.
Well, who's coming in?
As everyone sort of scrambles about in the alcove, you see them first. It appears to be a small child.
Well, that's not ominous.
Aw, I go up to them.
She looks like 10 years old. Maybe a couple years older, maybe. But you're, say 10, let's just say 10 for the time being for rough approximation.
Oh, then I would walk into the woods, turn into a human, and run back.
Are you being quiet about it? Because this child looks spooked. Like she looks lost and ready to jump at anything.
Then I would do it quietly.
My child's much better. So, you sort of, you go around a tree, turn back into your human form. And this child, she seems like aware of like the campfire in your guys' alcove and stuff like that. And she's sort of hesitant about going towards it. Like she's unsure. And it's at this point she's sort of like peeking around from a tree trunk. In which Pico, you like tap her or something. And she like startles, flinches, and turns around.
Hello there.
She's like frozen.
Don't worry, we're nice people.
She mouths like to say something, but stops herself. She's still very unsure. And like at this point, you guys know, you just see like Pico like talking to something, like because the child is like in front of the tree trunk on the other side, but Pico's like obviously not flat against the tree trunk on that side. So you guys see Pico talking to down.
I do that. I rock my head back and forth to make my bells jingle a bit, and offer her some berries.
She really hesitantly takes one. Ah. She like wipes her tongue from the berry juice.
Oh no, does it not taste good?
She holds it back to you, like half bitten.
Wow, I've never heard that one before.
Can
I take
Shadowmere
the
approve?
half-bitten thing and eat it. It's a normal good berry, right?
Yeah, tastes fine to you.
Can Shadowmere approach from the same side that
She's
Pico's
a
at?
demon.
Just to not, like, surprise the kid, be like, oh, hey.
Well, like curve around. Yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah, basically.
Like a Yui.
Just don't want to be like, surprise, there's a hunter behind you. It's like, oh, fuck.
Very fair. So yeah, you make like this elongated, weirdly shaped U and sort of coast around. Small child, dark brown hair, not terribly tall. Yeah, Jean has been with you this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And yeah, she seems, at an initial glance, tired and just not in a good ways.
Can I just-
No, you haven't been getting heroic feats this whole time. He only does that when you're in his one shot.
Can I just eyeball her up and down?
His
And...
mad one shot.
Crush, I have a question.
Yes.
Did anyone else ever dislike my berries?
I mean, that's upon everyone else.
Isn't it like a really good tasting berry that like fills you up?
Yes, I believe it is a good tasting berry.
It tastes like berry.
It's a bullberry.
That's yeah. I was just trying to imagine it's just a big root blueberry.
Yeah, it's a blueberry, and it tastes good.
Maybe they're just not a fan of blueberries.
I'll
I don't eat fruit in general in real life because I'm bad, and plus a lot of fruits taste better to me.
Would it be possible
Yeah.
to just eyeball the kid and be like, determine what kind of state they've been in for the past few days?
Roaming medicine.
Can
Oh,
I
that's
look at
a-
it
That's
and
a
think if
different.
it's a demon?
Well, this would be medicine. You're trying to medically
it
discern.
checks
like,
out. I just.
Where's Angel gone?
Is it a demon? I want to discern that one now.
How do you go about discerning if the child is a demon?
Animal instinct.
You don't feel bad about them. I'll tell you that for free.
Okay.
That being said, like this, like disgusting, like this place feels off. Scent has lingered with you ever since the outpost, and it doesn't take a genius to figure you've been literally marked by that same energy. So you've been feeling this entire trip.
What's the kid wearing?
From the looks of it, just sort of like loose. It's not like she's wearing like loose clothes, like too big for her. Like not saying like it's not like she's wearing like adult clothing and like just sort of running around in that. She's wearing stuff according to her size, sort of loose baggy pants, which have been in a similar manner to Vivian earlier, like sort of tied off to make it not flap around so much. She is wearing like a little cloak for herself and multiple layers, like 2-3 layers.
I want to adopt her.
I'll approach and I'll a little bit away from her. I'll sort of kneel down so that she's taller than me.
That's very hard. You're
How
not that tall. That's it. If you like kneel,
It's
you can
essentially
kneel
me-
down to like get to like her height.
Yeah, essentially me sitting down. I do this all the time when I work with kids.
Yeah. But you're a tall motherfucker, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true in real life too.
You have to sit down and then
Yeah,
lean down.
that's
a
what I'm
little
saying. It's a bit hard. But yeah, so
Right.
you sit down, kneel down. So you're roughly the same height.
Then I ask her, hey there, you okay?
And you hear her first. And she looks down, embarrassed.
You hungry?
She nods up and down.
What about your family? Are they around?
She shakes her head slowly.
Did you get separated?
She nods up and down.
Well, you can't stay out here in the cold. Why don't you go sit by the fire and someone will get you something to eat?
She nods very slowly at that. The 20 in medicine check, Chanamere. She's exhausted. It looks like, I'll put this in like as a very general ways, or in an analogical sort of anecdotal way. She is a child. It doesn't look like she has any survival skills, like to set up a fire, especially in the rain. Hunting and all that stuff, she doesn't seem to have done, or seems capable, or knows how to do. She's in a bad ways.
But she's hydrated.
The most important part.
Hydrated, although it is a question of has she been drinking clean water.
Just open your mouth, dumbass.
Good old Discord.
It's raining.
But
Yeah,
she
that
doesn't
mean
seem to
rain-wise
be, like-
safe to- There's a lot of stuff in the air that's not good for you to drink still.
So it's just general, like, she's been out here for a while and just doesn't have the
Yeah,
skills to
it
survive.
does look like she's been out here longer than just this night, I'll say that.
Right. Does she seem, like, dinged up by anything? Like, they were bandits attacking them or a monster tried to eat her leg?
No, she doesn't seem to have any, like, injuries upon her. Like cuts, slashes, missing limbs, stuff like
Lex was
that.
actually still attached to her leg.
Yeah, there's a creature right there that you guys just missed. Yeah, just yeah.
Okay. So, a tired child in
I-
the middle of the woods.
I tell her, do you see that young guy over there who looks kind of like me? Do you see the girl next
She
to
like
him?
peers around the tree trunk and sees. Like Owen and Never just sort of like at the edge of like the lip of the roof, so that Brain's not falling on them, and they're just both intrigued at like what's going on. But yeah, she sees it and she looks back to me and nods.
Her name is Nevi. She is super nice. I'm sure she will be very happy to help you out with some food.
She peers around the tree trunk again.
I wave at Nevi.
Nevi waves back.
What's your name?
She looks down like sheepishly, tiredly. Mishka?
Mishka. Hi, Mishka. I'm Ulrich.
Hello.
I sort of try and usher her out of the rain.
Yeah, so you guys bring little Mishka back to her camp, which is like
Mish?
literally like right fucking there.
Mish means mouse, but like the cute way of saying mouse in Serbian.
Perfect.
Well, the name fits her very fucking perfectly then.
Yeah. It's
Damn
very
it,
cute.
Crash! How are you so good and
Mishka.
don't mean it?
Like, Mish? Small little Mish?
Adorable.
So you guys bring little Mishka back to your campsite. She's
Cheddar-
obviously, as like, doesn't take a genius, she's fucking sopping wet, so.
Cheddar would put, like, her, like, humongous cloak on the tiny child.
You see Anoa has, like, before you, like, when you guys left the camp, she was Anoa. When you come back, she's servant from Sindel, human Anoa. At least in terms of, like,
Aw.
physical appearance. She still has, like, her, quote-unquote, adventuring outfit on, but, coupled with her professor outfit for Seema, but, she looks human.
Oh, before, like, behind the cart or whatever, I turn back into Panda and just slowly get to the child, just so she has a pet next to her.
Like, you come up to her, but she doesn't seem... She seems incredibly hesitant of all of you right now. She sees, like, Coin being a fucking wolf, and she's just... She's very nervous right now. This is not a... You guys aren't exactly a company scene for a child. No offense.
Cedric
Which is
and
why I want to give her a
Valeska.
little pet.
Cedric and Valeska are visible. They didn't ghost. That means that Cedric has his bow drawn.
Cedric is
He doesn't have an
poking
arrow
Taylor.
knocked on it, but he does have his bow out. And Valeska's whispering something to Anoa.
I mean, I want to try reading her lips, but I know I can't. Can I try?
You can try.
Oh, can I read her lips? I have the observant feat.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. Like, when Valeska's, like, doing stuff, mission-wise, she has a mask. I'm still letting you guys do it, but you just have to roll for it.
would it
Okay.
be like perception at disadvantage or something for me?
Basically, yeah.
Well,
I
can
have
I
a
see
sheet.
her lips, or?
Not particular. You can see the outline of their lips.
So I see her lips moving.
You see her lips moving. You don't see their, like, orientation or anything.
Okay, there
It's
it
basically
is.
like like two lumps moving up and down, which is not particularly
Okay.
informative.
So this doesn't do anything then, because it has literally in it, if you can see a creature's mouth.
Yeah. And there goes Red. He'll be back. Probably. Hopefully. If you want to roll perception, then yeah.
Okay, can I roll with advantage because of it?
You're rolling straight perception. Cheddamer's supposed to roll disadvantage.
I have a shield.
Ah.
Okay, but this can't count for the same thing. I mean, this is literally just like not the same thing.
All it does is improve my perception.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
the only thing it's applicable is perception checks.
You're both looking at the same lips.
Okay, what the fuck happened with my roll there?
Wait a minute.
It rolled like a minute later because it didn't roll the first time. That's weird.
Well, okay, so you took the nat 1 then.
I guess? Ah, whatever. I don't see it either way. I got a 9 versus a 7. It's like, yeah, I failed.
Yeah, you guys don't seem to notice. Keep in mind, Valeska's naturally sneaky.
I thought you said
Like-
stinky.
No, sneaky.
So what
Like,
was
there's a
the
difference
roll?
between, like, I'm purposely trying to hide stuff versus I've hidden stuff every single day for the past 10 years. It is now built into me via routine. Which is Valeska. It's her job to be sneaky.
Sure.
And then obviously Cedric, you can't see his fucking, like, face anyways. You can see, like, his eyes. Mishka's sort of eyes... Basically basically all of you now I think about it, except Anella. And Nevi and Owen. Yeah, basically all of you. Everyone that has a weapon. That's what, like, she's just sort of very hesitant and cautious. Yeah, upon Marshall's figure, her gaze lingers heavily. But, she eventually sat down on a little bench you guys pulled from her wagon. And then Nevi sidles up next to her. Hello. Hi. I'm Nevi. Hello. And that's at this point, Chenmere, you sort of throw your cloak or whatever
Yeah.
around. And then Nevi sort of like rolls and folds it around Mishka. And then like moves the bench a bit closer to the fire. Let's go get you dry. I mean, and Mishka just nods at that. So how do you guys take care of this ailing child?
Who can
Well,
make
you just,
soup?
like, hand
Last
us-
time you guys found a hurt creature, it didn't went so well for it, I will say.
Well, she doesn't like pandas, so fuck her, I say.
I mean, that's a pretty good criteria. Like,
Yeah, she doesn't like my good berries, she doesn't
just
like
go ahead and
pandas.
die.
She deserves to die at this point, yeah.
Good to see your guys' morality as players and as characters is just so limited.
I
Have you seen a red panda? Those are cute as fuck. She has obvious some.
She's not, let's say she hates you, but she's fucking starving, and you guys are a bunch of potentially raiders in the middle of fucking woods.
Nope. She's
I
dead.
thought you were
Alright,
going to ban
whatever.
our word.
I'm
Hello?
Hi.
welcome back.
I'm connected through my phone.
Nice.
Hey, we're raiders now, just so you know.
I mean, you guys do look like raiders.
Okay.
I'm still a pan.
I'm not gonna help this child currently. I want to see if I could get Cedric's attention for a second.
Yeah, you sort of like behind Mishka, just sort of like, I don't know, do like a wave your two fingers at a certain direction while you're looking at Cedric, and he nods. He still has his bow out.
Yeah.
Look, it's Cedric's first instinct to just shoot shit, alright? That's what he gets paid to do.
I learned that.
You did learn that very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So you both go towards the alcove's edge, letting the rain sort of drown out a bit of your noise, I guess, I don't know.
Mhm.
You didn't say anything, he just, like, steps up with you and just turns and directly looks at you.
We're definitely not the best at handling traumatized children, most likely. So do you want to see if we can find a track back where they may have came from?
He looks out into the storm. That's true.
Yeah.
He pulls an arrow up.
Maybe. So, go over to the little girl.
Okay.
Sit Indian style in front of her.
Crisscross applesauce, classic.
Yeah, while Levy's looking at her. Do not worry, you. I've been cut open and filled with holes, and that girl has repaired me multiple
Oh,
times.
jeez.
Very good. Hey,
I should have grabbed Marshall.
you might be free. Let me show you something. I haven't seen. Very cool. I pull out my broccoli.
You want the broccoli?
That's a broccoli. I take a big bite out of it. Watch.
And it just sort of grows back. And she looked incredibly like, as you're, she went on like a roller coaster of emotions as you went through this. So it's like fear at, don't worry, I've been hurt a lot, and I'm fine. Confusion, and then wonderment as this broccoli is growing back in front of her.
It's so cool, right? I've been eating it for days now.
She reaches out from under the cloak and she pokes her arm out and pokes at the growing part.
As long as you don't eat it all at once, it'll keep growing. Tell you what, why don't you hold on to this for a little bit? I have some training to do, but I'll come back for it later.
She takes it, and then it becomes like this sort of like fiddly toy that she has for the time being, where she just begins pulling off parts of it, and then it grows back in front of her.
I'm just gonna get up and tussle her hair a little. Just gonna go recline on Shax. Lay there.
Shax just sort of sits and just sort of reclines with you.
Scratches me. Tell him. I'm not trying to be quick.
Natala's just watching you get along so well, and she just like rolls her eyes. So, Chadamir, you want to try tracking her trail back?
Mm-hmm.
In technicality, if I rolled a Cedric, this would be a handed contest, but that being said, that's not the point of my NPCs. And Cedric will see this as a learning opportunity for you, so he lets you lead.
Cool.
He will help you though, so roll for survival with advantage.
Okay. Oh, and when we're like a few hundred feet out, Chandler would be like, "Oh right, I should probably tell them in case something happens." She would use the earring real quick, not the earring, the doodad thing.
The earpiece.
Yeah, that piece. And say, "Hey, we're gonna go see if we can find where they come from. If you see a magic bird floating in the sky trying to get your attention, we probably need help." Anyways.
Everyone hears that on their respective earpieces.
I mean, it's stormy rain, so...
You get out, like, you end up like going back to the road, but you see that someone that, like, is potentially foolish, I don't know, is like actually trying to travel in this weather, and so like a lot of people, I should say, and yeah, they're going north. So you see like the wagon wheel trails, you see horse tracks, stuff like that.
Which cover up whatever tracks she would have left.
Well, I mean, she might have come from this.
Yeah, that too. Well, that... So what? She falls off a thing. How recent would those tracks be?
Maybe like severe puddling. So probably a few hours after you guys dipped off this side of the road to go to your current alcove. So you probably found the alcove around 2. So these tracks would have been somewhere around like 5, 6.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kid's been out here longer than a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Goody. Any signs
Meanwhile,
of
back to the camp, Mishka is just
Yeah.
sort of breaking out pieces of the broccoli and watching it regrow and rapidly. Nikolai remarks in his notebook, "Regrowing vegetables. Trademark. Child's toy."
Might be a bonsai tree that regrows. Anyways, are there...
That would be. I'd take a regrowing bonsai tree. That'd be pretty interesting.
Dope.
As long as it can actually grow and be trimmed, because which is the point of a bonsai tree.
What kind of things? Is there any evidence? Oh, can I use primeval
Evidence.
awareness to see if there's other shit. Just as yeah.
Oh, okay.
He remembered.
You remembered.
I'm
Give
getting
the boy a
better.
cookie. You are getting better. Good.
Yay.
You're learning as a player. Let's see.
I was gonna bring it up, but then it's like, oh right, he only reads.
Look, I bought these books for a reason. I went to like the place where I bought these dice. I freaking like was in the bookstore and I saw like a bunch of D&D books. And I'm like, I have basically all of these except for the one-shot adventures and the Waterdeep heist and stuff like that. I'm like, but I don't need that because I have a homebrew setting.
But
yeah.
also,
But also, they also have the Taladora campaign setting there. I was like,
ooh,
ooh.
nifty.
Okay, so let's see. Aberrations is mind flayers, no. Celestial, no. Dragons, heavy. Elementals, no. Fae, your girlfriend, no. Fiends, no. Undead, yes.
Oh well, she's dead. Good.
It doesn't tell you in what direction this stuff is.
Yeah, it's just within a
It
mile.
just tells you that it exists.
Diddle. I always imagine that primeval awareness is she just closes her eyes and she sees like a flash of color for like whichever one it is.
And then suddenly you get a rainbow and you're just like, well, I'm fucked.
It's like
All
I'm
of them are around
blinded.
me.
I detect myself. Anyways, what?
Rainbow of color.
Yeah.
You don't have detect thoughts.
Oh. I just have to give you that one.
Oh my god.
Do you have inspiration? I feel like you should get inspiration. That was fucking
Yeah, I'll give an inspiration for that, yeah.
Anyways, distraction.
A roast to keep you warm during this rainy night.
Anyways, the kid's not eating food. Undead eat food. Well, I didn't see him with the good berry. But like, if
She did like, good berry heals you. She didn't
That is
like
actually
it
a
because
thing.
it burned her. She's not
I
dead.
mean, it's not like in video games where healing on an undead thing hurts it.
yeah,
It doesn't do that. And that damaging things on the undead heals it. No, it's not a video game.
my
like
my
Oh,
thought
she
process
didn't
was
like
more.
it, which means she's not dead.
No, the thought process was more kind of that, but more like undead don't need to eat or want to eat typically, unless it's brains.
Yeah.
So maybe
she's
like
got
that.
forever hunger.
Chedamir, roll me your background information.
Ooh, that's a fun one. No, I don't. Whatever it was, I don't know it.
Wow, you suck.
Yeah, no. Have
That's
I
your
gotten a
second
natural
natural
20?
one in like 2 rolls.
I don't think I've gotten like a natural 20 in the last 2 sessions. That's good.
You got one last
Too
time.
hard to think with all this rain.
Oh, you have an inspiration, don't you?
It's
No, why
It's
would
up
we
to you.
have one? Oh yeah, we do actually.
yeah, I do.
I gave one to Chedamir, yeah.
Because
just gave one to
because I asked, hey, what are your past relationships been like?
Yeah, you successfully played to Chedamir's terrible social awkwardness.
Oh, come on! Can I have it back? That's unfair. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Here's the. And now we're back to the Chedamir of old.
Oh, hello, original Chedamir.
I mean, it takes off the natural 1 at least.
Hey, Steven's got that coin of Karam, I think, so... where are the details pulled up? Let's see, was it 1 or... Me and Taryn always forget if it's a 1 or a 2.
I think it's a 1 is a short rest.
Yeah, okay, so... roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Isn't
long
that-
rest. Shame. Shame.
Guess who's gonna get a 9?
Is that not the joy of luck?
Come on!
Wow, your Soros is rolling in his non-existent grave because he's not dead, and chuckling in his sleep at your inability of rangering.
Could Maestro
I think-
John give me bardic inspiration for the 8 because this is fucking hilarious?
I think Karam has spoken, Chedamir.
Yeah. You're not supposed to know this. It's just like
Karam doth not like you. And Nikolai's not there. He's busy doing other stuff.
He
Like-
he could break the 4th wall. He could be here if he wanted to.
He's
You can do bardic
trademarking.
inspiration in the end as well.
I'm not gonna use that. Fuck it. It's gone. Whatever it is, it does. I don't know it.
Yeah,
Things
Shane.
just don't need to be done.
That was.
Yeah, it doesn't mean to be done.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna save this clip and send it to everyone. Be like, this is what D&D is. Anyways,
This is why I can't trust statistics, because I get fucked.
jeez. 1, 2, 1.
From a scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
So yeah, you continue as you were. Just go on. Go on.
So yeah, she's the devil.
I mean, you guys don't know any of this. Keep that in mind.
Oh no, I just hate her because she just doesn't like me.
If that's how I gotta treat every NPC of this game, you're gonna really hate the South.
Yeah, Pico
That's a
treats
very
everyone.
animalistic approach.
Listen, I'm a cute as fuck rat panda right now, and so
I
that's-
agree.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I'm not being superstitious or anything. She's the devil.
Them Pico teeth, though, kind of pointy, kind of scary.
So anyways,
Sorry.
Chedamir, I don't know what you do with a dead end, I guess, in more than one sense.
That's her grave, bro.
I want to instantly go and talk to Cedric, but at the same time, nah.
I mean, he's literally right fucking there.
Yeah, but I'm
you're
trying to
leading
be
him.
self-reliant, damn it!
No, he's watching you. He's like a teacher, observing your habits. He doesn't say anything, though. Roboto. Roboto. Haha.
I'd probably comment to him. I'm not gonna try explaining primeval awareness to him, but it's just like, there's possibly undead within a vicinity? You think that? I doubt it.
Might be a full lit.
Something like that, yeah. But she doesn't seem to care for food.
Maybe that Veribane Connor was telling me about is following you still.
No, that thing's dead.
So you think.
A god literally came down and took its soul. I'm pretty sure it's dead.
There might be more. You guys ever find out what really happened?
I feel like you're just doing this for fun at this point.
No, I'm applying Oriana's logic. If it was her, she would have hunted down whatever killed the lady. vengeance.
Solid line of reasoning, actually. Okay.
Well, last time I
Revenge
did
in
the
that.
gauntlet, I got shot.
So, tracks and covered in stuff.
You got the map?
She would try finding, like, a spot slightly out of the rain to show him.
Yeah, he like sort of
Like
uses
under
his
a
own
tree.
body to sort of form like a hood over it
Yeah, that
as he
works.
can. He's just sort of pushing his arms against the tree and sort of leaning above you. No towns near here.
She's been out here for bits. So it's not
Maybe
related to
from
her.
Tyrmer.
Maybe.
Think she's a mage?
Possibly,
Family
but
lost.
I doubt it.
You
Also,
guys
she-
fucking up in Tyrmer. Would be easy logic.
feels too easy.
Sometimes simple is good. And then sometimes simple is palatable.
Also, if she was from Tyrmir and she tried to live off the streets there, she wouldn't. Knowledge doesn't translate exactly. Lich girl.
Sublis isn't
What's
too far from
south?
here.
Yeah,
So Sublis
but if
just
she knew
after
where that
Lily.
was, then she'd be going back unless something happened.
She would have had to cross this road, and I'm pretty sure, short of her being mentally deficient, she'd know to follow the road south back to Sublis.
Exactly. How those tracks that were on the road that fucked up my tracking? Were they like in a rush to go north, or were they just going north?
They're just going north.
Okay.
Just 1 second. While they're gone, can I cast Ritual Cast Detect Magic?
If you wish.
I do.
So, sniffing in the air. Again, detect magic to me also discerns like magic users to some degree if you focus it enough. This girl doesn't appear to be a mage.
Does she smell off magic in any way?
No.
Alright. Anything else that smells like magic?
Other than your magic usery friends of, Seema and the like, no.
Broccoli.
Aldrich's Braid. Aldrich's Blade, the broccoli.
Oh, the broccoli stinks of magic.
The broccoli stinks of magic and it smells like broccoli. You didn't realize magic can smell like that, but it does, which is disgusting.
Okay. Then I would drop that and Ritual cast detect poison and disease for another 10 minutes.
For another 10 minutes. Let's see. Poison and disease. I think it's just literally just poison and disease, right? It's not like mechanical stuff. Yeah.
No. Poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, let's see. There are no poisons or poisonous creatures or diseases within 30 feet of you.
Except
Which,
Connor's back.
I mean, the marks you guys have and stuff aren't diseases.
No, I meant his literal poisons. He probably
Oh yeah,
has.
well, his literal toxins, yeah. But he keeps those contained.
Alright, I got nothing. I still think she's a devil. I will curl around Marshall's neck and be loved for once. Fucking kid, man. Broke my heart.
Oh yeah, I totally snuggle in you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aldrich, what are you up to? I realize your internet's in an awkward state right now, but...
Yeah, no, it seems to be okay on the phone. I would observe her sitting next to Nevi and playing with the broccoli. Has she eaten anything at all?
No.
I would try and offer her some of our rations, whatever they might be.
So you go up and offer one to your... Okay, here's the thing. Like, because you guys have Chedamere, she is able to get food for you guys as it's been going. So obviously, like, ration count, I honestly don't care to keep count of until it's necessary. Like, I don't know, we're walking into a blizzard, or we're walking to the middle of the desert. But for the time being, I'm just assuming Chedamere keeps you guys relatively fed, doing some double time work here and there.
Relatively.
Relatively. Keep in mind how big your party is at this point.
You can eat like this much. You're fine. You don't need a ton.
Okay, yeah, you don't ever fully feed Marshall, but
Never.
yeah,
I
never.
need to kill like 3 cows.
Probably. But by the time you finish killing the second cow, he's ready to eat it. So, anyways. So you come up offering some like venison jerky that you guys had killed like a day or two ago, and you offer it to Mishka. And she takes it and hesitantly bites into it. Roll me your insight.
Can we
I was
roll?
about to say, if you lose, I don't know what to say.
Can we roll too? We're also observing her.
Well, if you guys, that's all. You guys have to tell me you're interacting with her, or you're pissing off away from her. Because you're pissing off away from her, I assume you don't interact with her anymore.
No, I'm pissing off, but like, I still don't believe her.
Yeah, I think it's like that animal, like, well, animals will never take their eyes off something they don't trust.
Fair enough. If you want to be included in the scene, roll insight. I will make this statement known and repeat it from the beginning of the campaign. If you're a loner character, it is not my job to involve you. It's your job to work with the scene. Does
Can I
Marshall do
roll
anything or
insight?
no?
No.
Yeah, no, you get the fuck out of here.
After the talk about the mark and seeing that it's spread and the word center, kind of been staring off more than ever.
So now,
Not really focusing.
fair enough. You're sort of just thinking on your current predicament. She eats the jerky. She does not like it, but she's taking what she can get at this point.
She's undead. Or vegan, so both.
If she was vegan, she'd eat the berry.
Ugh, it's worse than undead.
It's
Yeah, we're not to
unhungry.
kill the undead, right? Fuck yourself.
I would say, yeah, travel food takes a bit of getting used to. We might have bread somewhere if you prefer that.
She just sort of like tucks in on herself.
What's your favorite food?
Hey,
Roll me your charisma. Get zapped out of the rope. No, it's okay. That'd be an easy cut. Yes. Here's the thing: you're talking against a child. The DC's not high.
Flesh.
Brains.
No, that's exactly what she says.
Huh?
And you see now she looks up at you, and what was sort of hidden before you just thought she was tired and hungry. But when she says that, it sort of illuminates you to some hidden aspect of her, and she looks a bit more crazed.
Okay, all of my hairs just turn up.
So did she say flesh or brains?
Flesh.
Flesh. Raw?
She nods.
I hate being right.
I told you from the beginning she's not good. She didn't like my berries, that means nothing.
Well, to be fair, you guys have an unfair statistic of every time you do something, something happens. Like rolling. But keep in mind what these events are during your travel cycle is. You guys have had hours of nothingness or random nothingness. Oh, something was in the woods. Oh, it's just a fucking bear eating a deer. There's a bunch of boring, mundane stuff that happens in the day, but we only pick up all these highlights as players. So keep that in mind when we're doing these things. It's not that your characters are constantly getting bombarded by random activities. No, it's just that we as players only pick up on them as random activities.
I start growling at her. On
Okay,
Marshall.
it's a little girl.
Not used to eating cooked food, huh?
She shakes her head.
Well, it's not for everyone.
She doesn't like try. She's not like trying to kill you to eat you or something from facial expression wise.
So, is it okay if I ask you what happened? Did you get separated from your friends?
My mama.
Were you guys traveling?
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to find her once the rain goes away?
She shakes her head fervently. She's not around anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Are you still around?
You can't talk. You're in animal form.
Oh no, I'm thinking.